So there's a hearing going on actually right now about net neutrality, and it's done. It's doomed. Ajit Pai and the other shills and sellouts on the FCC are going to obliterate net neutrality. And, I find something really disturbing about the dialogue around net neutrality. Basically, what's happened is the people who are in favor of gutting net neutrality, they have to lie, and they have to make the argument that, no, we're the ones who are for net neutrality. It's the people who are against us who are the problem. And again, that's just a lie. So basically, the way the internet works right now is the FCC has rules that makes it so that internet service providers can't control the internet. It has to be a free and open platform with equal access everywhere. You can go to any site you want, and it's going to be the same speed as any other site. So the internet is not segmented and fragmented into different teams, and there's not shit going on behind the scenes that are backroom deals cut where, certain websites need to pay their bribes to the internet service providers to get the good access as opposed to the slow lane. That's the way it works now. That's the rules that went into place in 2015 were to keep the internet as is and to mandate it has to stay that way. Now Ajit Pai's getting rid of that. The FCC is getting rid of that. And what they're doing is they're giving the internet service providers much more power. And they're making it so that the internet service providers are the gatekeepers to the internet. And they can tell you, hey, listen, you like Netflix? Sorry, this package doesn't come with Netflix. Or you like Twitter? This package doesn't come with Twitter. So they're basically going to nickel and dime you. If you want equal access to the internet across the board, they're going to nickel and dime you, and they're going to charge you more money. And basically, and Ro Khanna put this in a brilliant way. He said that internet service providers want to turn the internet into cable. They want people to pay for every application. So the way it works with cable is, okay, I want the basic package. Well, you only get these channels and it costs X amount. But what if I want, to add Showtime, or I want to add the sports package, or, that's going to cost you more. That's what's going to happen to the internet now. And it doesn't have to be the case, but Ajit Pai and the FCC are sellouts to the internet service providers, and they're going to make it the case. But they're lying in the process. They're not being honest with you. What they're saying is, no, we're in favor of net neutrality. By getting rid of these rules, that makes the internet free and open. No, it doesn't. It's free and open right now. You want to ruin it. So don't fall for their bullshit. Then they have the next bullshit line they go to, which is something, innovation, something. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? As if there's trouble now innovating. No, the trouble's going to be when you decide, hey, let's give the internet service providers more power so an upstart new website can't pay their fucking bribes to get equal access. And then it's going to crush competition. Unbelievable. Now, they're going to destroy the internet, but it's amazing how strongly the public is against this. So there's a new poll out on this. This is from the University of Maryland. They found 83% of voters support keeping the FCC's net neutrality rules. 83%. Quote, the survey presented people with detailed arguments from both supporters and opponents of the repeal plan before asking them where they stood on the rules. It found that 83% overall favored keeping the FCC rules, including 75% of Republicans, 89% of Democrats, and 86% of independents. So even the overwhelming majority of Republicans are like, yeah, keep it as is. This is good the way it works right now. They don't care. They're undemocratic. By the way, it's really hard to make the case anymore that we live in a democracy when there's been a flood, a tsunami of comments into the FCC. Ajit Pai's mailbox is full. The fucking lines have been clogged for weeks now, if not months. And everybody's like, don't do it. And by the way, there are 18 attorneys general who said, no, you have to delay this because we want to do an investigation as to how many of the comments are fake to the FCC. Because what happened was they were all negative. All the comments were like, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. But then the few that were positive, there were repeats. There were repeats of it. So it was like, oh, we love Ajit Pai and the FCC, and we think it's a good thing what you're doing. And then it would be the exact same wording a few times over. So it's obvious it was paid for. Somebody paid for it, whether it was the internet service providers, whether it was the FCC themselves. I don't know, but somebody paid for it. And so Attorney General, like, no, you got to delay this. So think about it. You've had all on one side the comments that say don't do it. You have a new poll, 83% say don't do it. There's probably other polls where the number's just as strong, if not stronger, saying don't do it, but they're going to do it anyway. How is that a democracy? Because, listen, here's the deal. It's not even like, hey, people don't want you to do it, but it's 53% of people who say don't do it. No, it's fucking over 80%. And you're just going to do it? I don't care. I don't care what you want. I don't care what the American people want in their own fucking country. I don't care. I'm going to do the opposite of what you want me to do. Well, then don't say we're in a fucking democracy, because we're not. Did you know Trump signed a bill that had a 6% approval rating, and literally every single Republican also voted for this bill? It got rid of your internet privacy. That's already the case. So what happened was, it used to be the case when you put your information into a website, they used to have to get your approval before they took your information and gave it to anybody else. Any third party, any fucking other website, whatever. They need your approval. Now they don't, because Trump signed a bill that got rid of that. If you sign a bill that only 6% of the American people agree with, and every Republican votes for it, how dare we call this a fucking democracy? This isn't a democracy. This is an oligarchy. This is a kleptocracy. That's what this is. Hey, the rich and powerful want me to do this, so I'm going to do this. Only 6% of Americans are with me on this, but I'm going to do it. Get the fuck out of here. Democracy. Are you kidding me? This isn't a fucking democracy. At what point do you say it's dead? It's dead and gone. What would it had to have been? 2% of people say, yeah, I'm in favor of this move from the Republicans. Only 2% of people. Then would you be comfortable saying it's not a democracy? It's not a democracy. We don't live in a democracy. We have to get the money out of the system so that shit like this stops happening. We have to do it. Because or else shit like this is going to keep happening. How can we live in a country that 80% of people want to raise the minimum wage, and they're not raising the minimum wage? It's stuck at fucking $7.25, which was an increase that came under George W. Bush. Really? 80% want to raise it. We're not going to do that. Well, why? Why would you not do it when 80% of people want you to do it? In a democracy, you do it immediately. Because they're not representing you. They're representing the corporations, and the corporations those are the only groups that say, we don't want you to change that. Well, it turns out they control our politicians. The corporations do. And by the way, Ajit Pai yesterday released this horrendous video. I don't know if it was with Daily Caller or Breitbart or whatever, but he did this fucking video where he's fucking around and being goofy. And look at me, I'm wearing a Santa outfit. And I want you to know you can still do the Harlem Shake once we destroy the internet. And you see him doing the Harlem Shake and shit. One of the people in the videos is a pizza gator. You know, the person who wrote the article was fired from, I think it was BuzzFeed, because he copied answers from Yahoo Answers. Listen, they're destroying the internet, and he's doing it to get paid off, and they're lying to you in the process, and they're insulting you by pretending, I'm cool, I'm hip, I'm with it, look at me doing the Harlem Shake. You can still do that after I ruin everything. Fuck you, Ajit Pai. Fuck you, you're disgusting, you're grotesque. We got to get the money out of the system, and we need a wave of Justice Democrats that'll actually represent what the people want. Guys, the thing that gets me so frustrated about politics is that there are so many things that are not debatable that not only are being insisted on debating, but also the wrong side wins. If only 6% of Americans want to ruin online privacy, there's no debate to be had. It's over. It's over. It's over. We keep the online privacy, but the opposite happened. We're going to destroy it. And then, by the way, media, nowhere to be found to talk about it. I saw articles on it. Print does a good job. But no, CNN, MSN, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. And many of them are financially tied in to the wrong side of debates. Fucking corporate media, my ass cheeks. They're so bad at their job. They're so fucking bad. This should be wall-to-wall coverage everywhere. Hey, the internet's going to be destroyed, but they're not talking about it. I wish I had an optimistic message here at the end to say, oh, we just have to do X, Y, and Z and it'll fix it. I don't have that for you. I just have fucking raw anger and emotion at the fact that the internet's being destroyed, even though you couldn't have created a situation where the public made any more clear to this rogue, sellout, shill, Ajit Pai and the FCC, that they shouldn't do it. You couldn't have created a situation where they know more for sure. Hey, people don't want me to do this, but they're still doing it. I hope you think it's worth it, Ajit. You know, so that when you're finally done with this and you're getting giant checks from Verizon or whoever else, whatever internet service provider is going to pay you. He used to work for Verizon, by the way. Then, wow, he's doing Verizon's bidding. I hope that you're okay with the fact that this is your legacy. I mean, he thinks it's worth it for the money, but that's how you go down in history. There's going to come a day, way off in the future, where you pass away. And then your kids and your kids' kids and everybody you've ever known and the world, when they try to figure out, hey, what was Ajit about? They look it up. It's going to be right there. The first Google search they get, assuming the internet still allows that, is going to say, this is the man who destroyed the internet. This is the man who nickel and dimed you for internet service providers. This is the man who implemented a system that 83% of Americans said they don't want. That's your legacy. Congratulations, you fucking pathetic loser.